So last night, the NFL was doing its yearly award show. And when they announced the MVP, which is Aaron Rodgers for the year, I was like, hold up, man. Now, this is a conversation we have had multiple times here on the channel. But I want to pose the question again now that we're quite a few chapters into this arc. Who is the MVP of Onigashima, man? Let me know in the comment section down below who you believe the MVP of Onigashima is. Because there's a lot of contenders, a lot of legends have been going out in this arc, going in like swimwear, delivering their very best each and every single week. So let me know who your MVP of the Onigashima Awesome Sauce, of the best-selling manga in history is. Let me know who your MVP of what is nearly the best-selling comic of all time is. Let me know. Because we are here today to read the one, the only, ladies and gentlemen, back at it again with chapter 1040 of One Piece. Dude, after last week's awesome chapter, I cannot wait to see what this week's chapter has in store, but I gotta give a shout out to my MVPs right quick, man. The channel MVPs. Shout out to my members, Michael Mickles, Zacharia or Zach, Wither Jockey, Con the Walrus, Lates, Lady Bookworm, and Weeb Hut Jr. Y'all are my MVPs. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them for joining the Kingdom of Awesome Sauce, the Kingdom of Santa Hats, or the Kingdom of Peak Fiction, man. My legends, my MVPs. But without further ado, let's get right into this week's chapter because I'm hyped. Like I said, last week's chapter was so good. Not only did I reread it multiple times, but it really allowed me to look back and just reminisce on when these characters were first introduced, and Kid and Law and Big Mom, and just being like, man, look at the journey we've been on to see what happened last chapter. So many awesome moments. Let's see. I'm not ready, bro. Truthfully speaking, I mean, every week I'm not ready, but especially this week, man. Let's see. Chapter 1040, falling on deaf ears. And within the title page, within the cover page, we see Big Mom going in like swimwear on Yonji. And I want to say, is that Niji? Or is that Ichi? Yeah, I can't really tell from this right here. That's Niji. That's Niji. I can tell by the hair. I can tell by the hair. That's Niji. Okay, so Niji and Yonji going up in Luxor. I mean, she is holding Niji up like she's ready to do a choke slam. You know, well, it's the Big Mom, and just wah! Just straight up choke slam down while she goes in and punches the flagners out of Yonji. Shout out to Law for eating a lot of those attacks last week. Crazy stuff. And then we look down. Oh, and it's Yonji thinking back to that here. Germa 66's Cold-Blooded Voyage, Volume 4, A Creature That Science Cannot Overcome. That is an awesome title. A creature that science cannot overcome. I love that. I really do. We continue with the Germa Voyage. And like always, when it comes to these cover pages, I look forward to seeing the build-up to all of this. But man, look at how crazy this looks. It looks like they have a nail just piercing their hearts right here. Niji and Yonji. Let's go. Just in case if you hear a noise in the background, I apologize. I have the heater on. Dude, it is cold, man. It is cold. Forgive me. Forgive me, man. It is cold as flag darts. Let's get right into it. Oh, and we're continuing exactly where we left off, with this man Kid unleashing the Spartan laser on the Big Mom. Straight up all of it, man. Barrett style, Mega Man style, you name it. Oh, it looks really dope from this angle. And you just see it swirling around like it's a Rasengan. Yeah! Current location. And we see the Spartan laser. It goes all the way down to the flag darts. And Big Mom gets sent flying. You damn brats. Goes in, hits the ground. I'm going to assume this is max force right here. She is hitting the ground because she was in midair. Spartan laser was coming in, post puncture Willie. I mean, dude, big wills. You know what I'm saying? Big willies. What? She wasn't blown away, bro? That's Big Mom. You're supposed to go fly all the way down to the flower capital, bro. That's Big Mama. Big Mama. That's not enough to put her down? And yo, Big Mom grabs onto something. You gotta be kidding me. She's taking it? The two of them are already at their limit. I'll let you choose your fate. When this attack is done tickling me. When this attack is done tickling me, Big Mom. Yo, you can either give me 50 years from your lifespans, or you can live on as my slave. Or you can live on as my slaves, dude. She's nasty. Big Mom is filthy. Oh, no. Oh, no. Stop playing with my girl. Stop playing with my Yonko right here. Life or slave goes in. You see all types of lightning and hockey oozing. Crap, she's using soul pocus. Boston, we should fall back. She's stealing our lives. Yo, she's not playing any game. I thought that she was going to be doing this way later. Way later. She said, screw this, I'm using this now. Nah, man, Big Mom is filthy. This is an emperor. Look at this. So early on right here, we see her smirking when she gets hit by the Spartan laser. As she's falling down to the ground, gets up when these attacks are done tickling me. Yo, Big Mom! Dude, look at the hockey. She doesn't look like she's anywhere near death's door. What a monster. And you get to see, look, you see the Conqueror's coated hockey with regular hockey, or that might just be electricity. So this is just Conqueror's hockey and her electricity just flying all over the place. As she's absorbing all their souls with a soul pocus. What a monster. Captain, we've got to get out of here. Huh? You guys go ahead. Lion Kid said either we die or she goes down. There's no in between. There's no in between. Either she's dead or we don't get out of here alive. This is a one-way street. A one-way street. We ain't leaving until Big Mom is down. We ain't playing no games. This is the next generation's era. Law. Kid, it's their time. Let's go, man. Big Mom's over to the side like, whoa, y'all are still here? You think the last gasps of an old wind... You think the last gasps of an old windbag scare me? All right, kid? Our room? He changed it up? He looks like he summoned a planet in his hands. Your death screeches are doing my ears in. Our room. So rather than the last one, so I was told in the comment section one time that KROOM stands for emergency room in Japanese, or we utilize some type of wordplay. So I wonder what our room is. Is this like the I don't know. I don't know. This is like the room where surgery's done. Please let me know in the comment. Maybe it'll say it later on, like a translation note for our room. But please let me know what our room means, because this looks like the next step. And he looks like, bro, do you see this? He looks like he has Saturn in his hands. Just, wow. Your death screeches are doing my ears in. Yo, these are my boys, man. These are my boys. Going in, Big Mom gets up. Gets back up after all they did. And she's like, you know what? This ain't over. This ain't over. They do my long shot. Their souls aren't coming out. She's an emperor and they're not scared at all. To get to this stage, your fear has to be gone. Even if you're scared, you can't show it. You can't feel it. It's got to be your body feeling. But right now, they feel confident. They feel confident, especially with Luffy fighting Kaido by himself. They're like, no, we got to handle this. We gotta handle this. And big, yo. So we see Misery coming up behind Law. Hold on tight, Mama. I'll save you. I'll handle this just like the man who saved my life. I'll handle this just like the man who saved my life. Corazon? And Law tosses the Saturn planet Emperor, you just don't know when to quit. I'm sending you packing straight down to Jikoku. All right, kid. Straight down to Jikoku. And we see a dope spread. Silence. Law covers Big Mom in a room. There's no. My heart, bro. No wonder he was talking to Koro-san back in chapter 997. Was it right? 997? 996? Regardless. No, so that's what our room is. Silence within a certain area. This technique cancels out every sound you make. So now she can't scream, she can't yell. No, not my boy Hiroshi man. Mama, I can't hear you. Captain, look out. Have another. And he goes right in with the same attack. Oh, yo, this looks amazing. Look at this. Look at this panel right here on the left of this double spread. It looks absolutely incredible. So we see this from Misery's perspective. As Law goes in, gets sent flying back, Kid releases another damn punk for the Spartan laser releasing down from the heavens onto the R room. And this one legit strikes Big Mom. Mama! Man, that one had to have hurt. That one had to have hurt. And now she can't call to anything because she's stuck in the R room. Prometheus, Hera, what are you doing? Come help me. Huh? Big Mom? Yo, Big Mom fell all the way down to where Yamato is? Yo, Yamato, Barry bombs her right back up there, yo. Why didn't that make any noise? So no matter what happens here, as she continues to fall, it's going to be a silent fall that no one can hear. That's wild. Why didn't that make any noise? Nothing I touch makes a sound. She looks over to the side. She hits something. She hit something with so much strength that sent the rocks over towards Yamato. What? Stop that! You'll set off the other bombs! Here comes the Kanzenbo. Orochi-sama. Here we get another double spread. And we get to see the bottom part of Onigashima. This is all your fault. More explosions. Big Mom is falling off the island? Chapter 1009 style? Are you listening, Roger? Why did you have to go in? Roger. Goldie? Michael Jeffrey? Big Michael J. Roger? Hold on. Are you listening, Roger? Why did you have to go and say all that? So we get to see Big Mom. She's falling down. No one can hear because of the R room. The whole world bought it. The great pirate era. Your time was up, so it didn't affect you. All those brats came flooding in looking for their chance to shine. And you left us to deal with it. No. Hold up. So Big Mom, as she's falling, realizing that she is falling down, no one can hear, she's having like this monologue to herself. Asking Roger if he's listening and why he declared that the One Piece is out there. The whole world bought it. The great pirate era. We get to see Usopp and Chopper and Hyogoro. Over here, your time was up, so it didn't affect you. Actually, hold on. No, I apologize. That's just Hyogoro and Chopper. Your time was up, so it didn't affect you. All those brats came flooding in looking for their chance to shine. We see Brook and Robin. So guaranteed that the Reaper that's in front of Zoro is not Brook. And you left us. And we get to see Zoro right here. And you left us to deal with it. And here we see Hiyori. The least you could have done was tell us about the One Piece before you croaked. It is real, right? No. Even Big Mom is asking, it is real, right? You couldn't have told us before you croaked? And you see Orochi here on the ground as Hiyori's going ham on the shamisen. Then the main event of the century, Raizo and Fukurokuju. Water! I need water! Nah, Big Mom! What is it? Where is it? Does this country hold some of the answers? It's so frustrating. Kid Law, I'll never forgive you for this. You better not think that this is enough to kill me. As Big Mom is flying down. Oh my goodness, bro. So Big Mom, covered by the R room that leaves everything silenced, is currently being sent all the way down into the Flagnards. Man, she's even asking if the country holds some of the answers to what the One Piece could be. Kid, I'll never forgive you for this. You better not think this is enough to kill me. Emperor Big... That's the end of the fight! That's the end of the fight! Emperor Big Mom versus a new generation. Life lore battle. Victors. Eustace, Captain Kidd, and the Surgeon of Death, Trafalgar D. Big Goat, Big Willie, Water Law, man. Oh, what a panel of the Flower Capital, too. So we see that Big Mom goes right down and lands into the Flower Capital. Right next to it. Continuously going. Encompassed by the R room. Now, I do wonder if Law passes out, or if he runs out of stamina, is that when the R room goes up? Because I'm going to assume that's when her Big Mom can go out and call out to Prometheus and Hera again, right? So we're going to see Big Mom again in the future. This is confirmation. This is not the end of Big Mom. This might not even be the end of Big Mom in this arc. But at least for now, the battle between Kid, Law, and Big Mom is done. I love the way this was handled. I still wish that we would have had a scenario where Big Mom could have utilized some more of her attacks here to showcase. But if Oda is holding off on Big Mom's full... I mean, you already know how deep her bag is. We saw her utilizing a lot of that in this arc. But because she's not... This wasn't her final moments, 100% guaranteed now. Now we know that Big Mom is going to come back later on in the series, so that's when we're going to see a lot more of her moveset. Even though we got to see already a lot of it in this arc. I like the way that it's handled, though, because as a wrestling fan, the number one thing that you need for someone who's going to continue to be strong and a champion contender in the future is to keep them strong. So we got to see the power of a Yonko in this week's chapter. We got to see how much it takes to take out a Yonko. So she goes in, she's absorbing the souls using Soul Pocus, conquers Haki, the lightning is coming out. I mean, she is ready to go up in like swimwear. Law and Kid, this dude Law releases the R room. Dude, Corazon's... that was beautiful, man. Corazon's attack. It's silent. Love the way all of these panels look right here, man. Kid goes in, delivers the Spartan laser, and sends Big Mom flying. No one can hear her, and that's so genius. And it just fits with Law's... I love it, man. I love it. So Yamato's like, Big Mom, what in the flying flag darts? And then you have the Kanzenbo yelling out to Orochi. Like, Orochi-sama. But little does he know that Orochi's on the floor right now, losing his mind. With Hiyori. Alright? And I also love we got confirmation that Brook is not the Grim Reaper with Zoro, man. So that means the Grim Reaper is truly going to be something crazy. But man, that's the end of the chapter. No, that's not the end of the chapter. That's not the end of the chapter. We got more. Hold on. We got more. Hold on. So we see Kid on the floor. We know these two are going to be gone for a minute. With the battle they just had, they're going to be gone for a minute. So you see Captain Kid on the floor. Yo, man, rest, my boys. Y'all deserve it, man. We see Law. I don't know if he's sitting down or if he's slumped, but shout out to my boys, dog. This is the era of the next generation to where they said, you know what? This is all we have left. This is all we have left. We have to ensure that she is defeated and out of the way. So even though they could not knock her out, even though they couldn't send her into the Flagnards, They sent her to the Flagnards. She's still awake, but Law ensured by using Corazon's ability. You know how awesome that is, bro? Using Corazon's ability, everything is silent. And I love that, right? Because I was wondering, beyond just the implications of Law belonging to another faction or within his own story, I was wondering why we had those moments with him reminiscing on Corazon, both in front of the Poneglyph and right before this fight started. So it's like he really dug deep to remember that and combine that with his own abilities. Like, yo, Law's room is insane, bro. It is absolutely insane. The Opie Opie no Mi is by far one of my favorite fruits in the series. And this just further solidified it, man. Holy Flagnards. So yeah, man, what a fight between Big Mom, Kid, and Law. That's how they're going to get rid of her for now. And yo, next time we see Big Mom, she's going to be coming straight for Kid and Law. And I just wonder what's going to happen here, because if it's reported that Big Mom was defeated, then Big Mom will no longer be a Yonko after this arc, which is what we were anticipating. But at the same time, this also means that Big Mom's going to turn up again within the likes of Elbaf for the final arc, and she's going to be coming straight for Law and Kid's head, because now she's going to be mad at all three. She has beef with Luffy, she has beef with Law, and she has beef with Kid. You know, all three of them. So let's see where that takes us when we get down the line in One Piece, man. They defeated Big Mom. This is huge. This is really huge. This is monumental. This is monumental. But what I love so much about this is that now not only, yo, look at the way Law is sitting, bro. Boss, Captain. Oh, Yamato. But what else? Okay, but before we get into this, I can't believe the chapter's still going. But before we get into anything else, I am so curious on seeing the, I shouldn't even say I'm curious. I'm even more excited to see the finale of this arc with Luffy versus Kaido, because now that they quote unquote defeated Big Mom enough to get her out of there, enough to give her a monologue, thinking back to Roger as she falls down through the heavens, down into the foreign capital. Yo, now we have a scenario to where the first true, whenever they don't have to send her to the Flagnards, whatever, the first true beatdown of an emperor is gonna be at the hands of Monkey, Goat, Big Goat, go with the goat, Mugiwara no Luffy, bro. Which means that's gonna be the first time that we'll see an emperor fall at someone's hands. You know, Whitebeard aside, because he fell in front of the entire Marines. But it looks like the first time we'll see an actual emperor like fall in front of him, you know, hit the ground, is gonna be against Luffy. So I like all of the decisions being made here. So that means Oda definitely does have bigger plans for Big Mom down the line. But for right now, she's going to be out of the picture. Like I said, for right now. She might not even be done for this arc, because she could easily be taken from wherever she is whenever the R room pops. And she could call back to Prometheus and Hera and make her way right back up to Onigashima. So we'll see what happens there. Especially with whatever happens at the end of this arc, you know that Big Mom's crew this entire time, especially when you have something like Perospero, if he ends up getting up as well, if they don't just end up escaping for their lives, then they could do something at the end of this arc too. But regardless, for right now, out of the picture. Out of the picture. We get to see my goat, Yamagoat. Oh, Yamato. Monosuke, why is there a hole here? Is that the basement? Yeah, one of these bombs just went off just now. Thankfully, I was able to freeze the others before the whole armory blew. A genius. Genius. I'm glad you're okay. I have a lot on my plate at the moment, so please listen. Zunisha is getting pretty close now. Zunisha! What, you mean the elephant Odin mentioned in his journal? Exactly. It committed a serious crime 800 years ago, back when it was Joy Boy's companion! Yo! Who rolled it? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, because I still have... Break next week? No! Oh, we even get the... Look at the color pages. Hold up. It committed a serious crime 800 years ago, back when it was Joy Boy's companion. Someone called that in the afterthoughts of that week's chapter. Someone called that. Hold on. Let me go into my folder. Give me a second. Yo, this is huge! So that is a confirmation. That takes us back to the afterthoughts, man. Yo, shout out to the afterthoughts. Hold on. What chapter was it? I want to give a shout out to Final Destiny. I'm going to read Final Destiny's comment from the afterthoughts in chapter 1037. Says, the mentioning of Joy Boy in the previous chapters and Zunisha on our side makes me excited for more Void Century lore piece that potentially drunk Kaido the Gorosei may have something to share with us readers. I began to think if either Zunisha is a great companion of Joy Boy. So shout out to Final Destiny for delivering this comment, man. It was literally himself, and was cursed by someone similar to Instant Messenger, by turning him into an elephant with the kingdom of Joy, with the kingdom of Zoe. I apologize. He protected him with his life on top of him after a grave accident or mistake he did. The city of Zoe might really be a part of the vast ancient kingdom in the past after all. Yo, you called it. I remember we were having that conversation within the afterthoughts about the possibility of Joy Boy being a companion. Oh, I'm sorry, of Zunisha being a companion of Joy Boy. So this serious crime. So within the afterthoughts, we talked a lot about a bunch of different possibilities, but I love the idea of Joy Boy and Zunisha being connected and that crime being connected between the two. Because I presented the idea of, what about a Joy Boy trying to save Zunisha? Attempting to save Zunisha, frees Zunisha, but maybe Zunisha was the type of individual who, through guilt or through direct obedience, followed this order. Whereas Joy Boy just wanted to free Zunisha, because I'm going to assume Joy Boy was a king of that era. Then he had to set an example, utilizing Zunisha at that point in time. And it must have been like, hold up, Zunisha, I sentence you to yada, 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 go out and roam the earth or whatever, roam the world. And I'll forever and ever up until you reach wherever, right, in this destination. So if Joy Boy tried to set an example out of Zunisha to the rest of the people, but in actuality was just trying to free Zunisha, so Zunisha wouldn't have to go through the punishment of having to stay there within his kingdom, then that would be a really beautiful and extremely tragic situation. Because Zoe spent the last 800 years following this order when Zunisha could have been free this entire time. And so I want to see the context behind that, because you already know with Oda, in the way that he does things, there's always a twist, there's always something more to all of this. So I do wonder if we're going to find that out here and now, if this will be our first real look into Joy Boy. It could be, considering what Big Mom said in this chapter, that within this arc here in Wano, it's going to hold some of the answers. So if we get the next piece of Joy Boy's story here, being the Zunisha plotline, holy flag darts, all right? So I've always loved that idea, ever since we talked about it in the afterthoughts. And now I'm super excited, because we could get this information relatively soon. And the thing is with Joy Boy is, let's just say, for the sake of argument, that this is similar to a Brook situation, like Final Destiny was saying. What about if Joy Boy planned on sending out himself? He was maybe one of the original pirates, or the original pirate, set out simply to go reunite with Zunisha and be freed from his kingdom. But maybe all of that stuff started popping off, where the apology and Noah, Fisherman Island, all of that stuff is connected. So maybe he left, he found a lot of things in the world, and he thought he was going to be able to make it back to Zunisha. But in actuality, he died before that happened, or he got sick, or whatever took place. He was stopped. Maybe he has something with Instant Messenger Sama. Whatever it is, he was stopped before he was able to make it to Zunisha. Maybe that was the rendezvous point of, like, the same way in which Laboon, the rendezvous point is right there going into Reverse Mountain. The rendezvous point was somewhere. Maybe it was to circle around the planet and make its way right back to Laugh Tale. Or it was to go to Onigashima, where the giants originated, or where Oars was, or Oars came later, but where Onigashima was, or where Wano was. Wano was a city of gold, right? Especially back in those times. So maybe Joy Boy, knowing, having a friend or somebody who could have protected Zunisha, sent him off in that direction, waiting eventually to go out and rendezvous with Zunisha. I want to know, man. I want to know because, and we're on break, dude. And we're on break. It committed a serious crime 800 years ago, back when it was Joy Boy's companion. This serious crime, I'm very curious now on finding out what it is. Because within this series, there's always layers, right, to these things, especially to topics like this. So it's like, what kind of serious crime could have been committed so long ago that not only would it leave Zunisha still having that guilt, or not being able to resist that order? Because the thing is, if this was given directly by Joy Boy and they were truly like together, right? His companion to the core, and let's just say Zunisha is as loyal as somebody like Zoro is, or, you know, listens to someone's every word, or whatever it is, that, and like I said, it's that guilt. So whatever that crime is, that guilt has stayed with Zunisha for all of these years. Man. And Momo tells this to Yamato. That is very interesting. And Momonosuke found this out right now from listening to Zunisha. So that means we're going to be getting some information very soon, potentially at the end of this arc, especially after what Big Mom said. Let me go through this one more time. Because this week's chapter, hold up. So Big Mom gets up, going up in the lake somewhere. Dude, Conqueror's Haki going crazy. She's still ready to go in. Law brings out the rings of Saturn. This man, Kid, is delivering some raw lines. Go back. The silence treatment, man. Using Corazon's ability. Goes in, Spartan laser. Big Mom gets in flying. No one can hear. Even runs into Yamato. Yamato has to freeze the entire area. Nothing I touch makes a sound. Orochi-sama. Then we go over and we see Big Mom flying through as she's delivering. Now, I gotta read this one more time. This is all your fault. Are you listening, Roger? Why did you have to go and say all that? The whole world bought it. The great pirate era? Your time was up, so it didn't affect you. All those brats came flooding in looking for their chance to shine. And you left us to deal with it. The least you could have done was tell us about the One Piece before you croaked. It is real, right? So that right there is the difference between Big Mom and, I'm going to assume, Kaido and Luffy, because Kaido and Luffy seem like they're cut from the same cloth. So it seems that Big Mom would have wanted a hint to what the One Piece is. And that does fit in line with her character. And it separates the way that she feels about it to where even the other four do. I can't wait to see how Shanks feels about that entire thing, and we know the amount of respect that he has for it. Of course, he wasn't able to go on to that final journey, but he knows how important the One Piece was to Roger. And now to Luffy and to the pirate era as a whole. So I look forward to seeing how Shanks feels about that too. But in regards to Blackbeard, Kaido, and Luffy, they all have their own motivations, and I guarantee you they would all not want any hints as to what it is. Maybe Blackbeard does have a good idea, but they're probably built or at least a part of that same mentality to where they would want to figure it out and see it with their own eyes. And so I love how but there's also differences in that too, because maybe presented with an opportunity, maybe Blackbeard would take it when the opportunist that he is. In Kaido's case, I'm not sure, because Kaido and Luffy seem like they're very similar, and he does know a lot. So whereas Luffy really couldn't care less about this whole Joy Boy thing, he wants to go there himself and fulfill what he wants to do. Maybe Kaido wants the One Piece simply because he wants to become Joy Boy and wants to get as close as possible to becoming Joy Boy, which is something we've talked about before. So with that being said, they're all different in why, how, and the approach that they want to take in getting the One Piece. And I like how we got that in this week's chapter, because it does show that Big Mom did want a hint as to what it is, which is something we know that Luffy would never say. You feel me? So I like that. I like that was thrown in right there. Like, it is real, right? And then we get to see the rest of our crew we haven't seen in a couple chapters. And I love this confirmation that Brook is not in front of Zoro, so whoever is in front of Zoro, and we don't even see. So we see Zoro falling off of the island, but we don't see Grim there with him, right? So looking forward to seeing what happens next time we come back and cut back to Zoro, dude. Sweet Flagnards. In this following panel right here, what is it? Where is it? Does this country hold some of the answers? It's so frustrating. Kid Law, I'll never forgive her for this. You better not think this is enough to kill me. So Big Mom for sure is going to come back later on in the series. And like I said, we've always thought that Big Mom was going to come back around in Elbaf. I've always believed that was going to be the case. But we just didn't know how she was going to fall in this arc. And she literally fell off of Onigashima, to the point where no one could hear her utilizing the art room. And, man. Can you imagine how scary that is? You're falling down, you have a fruit, so if you hit the water, you're dead. And no one can hear you as you're falling. So now Kid and Law have been added on to Big Mom's rage. So it'll be Kid, Law, and Luffy that she's going after whenever we get to Elbaf. And maybe even beyond that. But based on what Big News Morgan said when Luffy stormed onto Whole Cake Island and Big Mom was supposedly had all that stuff happen to her. Can you imagine what they're gonna say now? Yo, Big News Morgan's just gonna hear the fact that she fell off the Onigashima, and he's gonna be hyping up the next generation like, yo, Lord, Kid, the new Emperors of the Sea, get that old windbag out of here. It's a new generation, baby. Morgan's gonna be hyped. He's not gonna care about any of the facts. My boy's gonna be like, yo, screw this. Big Mom, get her out of here. So I think, yeah, Big Mom is probably gonna be stripped worldwide of that title. In terms of Big Mom and Kaido having lost their emperor status. Man, what a way of doing it, though, bro. The silence, the connection to Rocinante, like that was just, I loved it. That was great. But this final monologue, she's going down thinking, or just thinking about it in her mind, of like, yo, Roger, like flag darts. Cut back to Kid and Law, and you know they left everything they possibly had, man. But and then we get to this, it was Joy Boy's companion line, and it's like, and of course, Oda goes on break after this. But man, dude, let my guy take his break. He's been going up in like some. We've been getting dope spreads for consistently for a minute now. But yeah, man, what a chapter! What an end to that battle. Looks like Oda's really trying to wrap up this arc soon. Because now that Big Mom has been taken out of the picture, or at least for now, like I said, for now, Big Mom has been taken out of the picture. So the next time that we cut back to that, the next time we see Big Mom is going to be in Post 1, I'm going to assume, or Beyond Imagination stuff starts happening. So I'm going to assume when we get back from this break, we're going to cut, and we're probably going to finish off a majority of the other plot lines in terms from a fight standpoint. Because now that this fight's over, Baraizo versus Fukurokuji is probably going to end next chapter. And then because we can have Luffy versus Kaido happening simultaneously as these other plot lines, we can just focus straight up on Luffy versus Kaido. So I'm going to assume that we're going to get the Zunisha information around the same time that we get the Kaido flashback, which is exactly what we talked about in that Afterthoughts. That I strongly believe that when Zunisha cries out and Luffy and Kaido both hear it, or just Luffy hears it, it is going to lead into Kaido's flashback. So we're potentially going to be getting that very soon. The next 10 chapters could be absolutely insane when we get back to Roof Peace with Luffy and Kaido, man. Yo, let me know all of your thoughts for this week's chapter. Let me know what you think about the way that Big Mom was taken care of and handled in this chapter. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you wish we could have seen more? and then in regards to this Joy Boy's companion thing and the serious crime, what could have been a serious crime and whatnot. A lot of things to think about this week. And just going back to Big Mom Kid and Law, it's like man, that fight was so awesome, so many dope scenes. I really wish we would have gotten to see Big Mom utilized, because of the way in which we had because we know in the ways in which Luffy's been using his haki, Kaido's been using his haki. I wanted to see Big Mom do that too, but it was like it was like two worlds, right? Where it was just complete usage of their fruits, and we got to see Big Mom, Kid, and Law use their fruits to insane potential, right? Whereas on the roof, it's a hockey battle. You know, it's all about the strength of will, whose will is stronger. And even though they have fruits and they're utilizing their fruits as well, it's mostly about the hockey. So that's the difference in those two battles. One's all about the fruits, one's about the hockey. So it's like, I wonder if the real reason why Oda did not show all of Big Mom's back from a hockey standpoint is one of two options: either wanting to keep it to where they're two completely different battles, one's with fruits, one's with hockey, or because he's saving that for whenever Big Mom comes back later on. Regardless, it could work either way, but I'm looking forward to seeing how the anime handles that battle, considering how many awesome fighting sequences there do in this chapter. I'm looking forward to seeing how they handle the anime. But Big Mom, man, taking down our room, Rocinante style, in the most terrifying way for Big Mom. The individual who yells, and it goes back to Law's line in this chapter too, of like, yo, your ears are making, like, your screeches are hurting my ears. And he literally silenced her. Literally. Man. That was the last thing I was expecting, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Big Mom was either gonna get up and start going up in like swimwear, or that was gonna be the end of the battle from now. And what she did in this week's chapter, she was gonna do a little later on. Not that all of that was gonna happen in this chapter. So much so that I thought it ended there. And then we got this Momonosuke stuff with Yamagote. Man. Sweet flag darts. So that's all we're gonna have for now. Break next week. Shout out to my boy Oda. Take his break. Shout out to Final Destiny for that comment back on the afterthoughts. Yo, I'll see y'all next time. Have an awesome day. One Piece greatness. I'll see y'all in the comment section, man.